years old when I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, or JRA for short. For a kid to get arthritis was new to everyone, especially me, but I didn't really know what to think. I was only 6. Many people I told about my JRA didn't think kids could get arthritis either. Remember, I was only 6. The only thing I should have been getting at that age was a gold star for learning how to read or headlocks for my older brother Adam. Speaking of Adam, he didn't understand at first either what was happening, and my little brother Jax was certainly too little to understand anything that was going on. In the beginning, it didn't just affect me, it affected my brother Adam too. He was almost ashamed to be my brother because his friends would give him a hard time about it. He was also really scared, but he didn't admit that until a lot later. Adam ended up living with our dad for a while, so it was just my mom and me and my little brother trying to deal with what was going on. The source of it all had come from an infection in my tooth that settled into my joints. I couldn't move in the mornings, and my mom would have to dress me up and help me around like some giant doll. I had just learned to tie my shoes, so I was pretty bummed that I couldn't do that for myself anymore. I didn't want to miss school, so I hobbled like a little old man through the front doors and went to class. I would only last for a couple of hours because it hurt too bad, and I was in the nurse's office waiting for my mom to come take me home. The kids at school would tease me, and I was given a nickname, the Tin Man. My kindergarten teacher told them about the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz and said I needed an oil can for my joints like he did. I've always loved that movie, but that analogy really sucks some of the fun out of it. It was a nightmare to just lie at home, missing my friends in school. My brothers would try to play with me, and when I said no, they didn't understand the condition I was in and why I couldn't play with them. It's hard to tell them no and not be able to explain to them why. They thought I was just lazy. They would leave me alone and play together. It was hard to just watch. My mom and I would also have trouble at night because we weren't getting enough sleep. I would scream for her in the middle of the night because of the pain I was in. It felt as if these giant volcano hands were crushing my body, and she would have to massage my joints until I could fall asleep. Sometimes that took a while. When I first started getting treatment, it was rough. I was on a lot of medication for a long time. I was on medicines to keep me from having bad side effects from some of the other medicines I was on. I had to swallow pills that my mom wasn't even supposed to touch because they were so poisonous. Sometimes they worked. Most of the time I didn't have enough energy to get up and do much of anything. We had to keep this going for a long time, trying lots of gross medicines and taking all these lab tests, which I didn't like because of the needles. I don't think any kid wants a sharp object piercing their body, and I had to go through it every month for over 4 years. My dad faints at the sight of a needle, so you couldn't imagine how helpful he was. But after coming up with new solutions every time, we hit a speed bump and a magical trip to Disney World that I'm sure was instrumental in the successful outcome. The doctors finally gave me a new medicine when I was 9. It was called Enbrel, and I thought it was magic because the next morning I felt awesome. It didn't hurt for the first time in three and a half years. I got perfect attendance that year, kicked butt at Taekwondo, and got my black belt after having to lay off of it for a year and a half because it hurt too much to move, and spent more time with my friends. I was a regular kid again. Occasionally we hit some bumps, but it was nothing like before. I was a new me, and once I got through middle school, the worst years of my life, and not because of the arthritis, I was on the road to my greatest achievements and goals yet. I found my new love of theater and acting, singing and drawing were up there too, and I had new understanding friends and a new love of myself. For once, no one was teasing me or my family. I didn't have any more painful nights. I was in school regularly, which is sort of okay. Hey, I'm still a teenager. And the best news I have had in years is that the load of medicine that I've had to take since I was 6 has shrunk down to a size a human could take. My name is Jacob, and I have arthritis, but now that is just a small part of my life. I am also an artist and actor and an advocate for arthritis, using my voice for those who can't. I have just celebrated my 10-year anniversary with arthritis and the foundation, and I still move forward each and every day using, as a 6-year-old would say, faith, trust,